This is Lake Okataina near Rotorua, and I've come to do an overnight kayak. I've just left the boat ramp over there. That's the only boat ramp into Lake Okataina, and this lake, it's absolutely beautiful. And the good thing is you don't get as many motorized boats on it. There's kayaks about and people on paddle boards, but just not the motorized ones, which is nice. And this is the direction I'm going in, towards that other end of the lake. And just looking around, you can see how steep the hills are. They just come straight down to the lake, but I'm hoping to be able to find a little beach somewhere is one plan, or I might even, depending what time I get to the other end, I might walk over the isthmus to Lake Tarawera, which is about a 20-minute walk, and I can camp there. There's a little dock camping ground at the other side. It is a little bit windy and I'm kayaking into that wind, and I left, it's about 4:30 now. It'll be light for another 2.5 hours, and so I'm thinking I'll kayak for about 2 hours, and then that'll leave me time to put my tent up. That is a Pa Site over there, that little hill, and then there's a beautiful beach just there, but I'm not going to head to that one. I've only just been in the water about 20 minutes or so. This lake is completely surrounded by bush-clad hills, native bush. It's a reserve the whole way around. It was gifted to the nation, I think it was in the 1920s. It was a heck of a long time ago, which is a fantastic gift. And there's just nobody here. I can't see any other boats in any direction. And because it's completely surrounded by reserve, there's no development, there's no houses, there's no roads. It's just that one access way into the lake. So very, very quiet. It's beautiful. I've never kayaked on this lake before, and I did have a look at the topographical map just to see how steep the lake edges were, to see if there'd be anywhere I could put my tent up. And you can see behind me the rocks just come straight down into the lake, and the lake's deep. You could dive off those rocks there straight into the water. There's no shallow areas, but I can see in the distance there's a little bit of a beach ahead. I don't know if I'll stop at that one. There'll be somewhere, not too worried, pretty chill. So there's a really pretty beach over there, and it's facing straight to where the sun is going on, so it's not as far as I planned, but that area is already in shade, and I think there's going to be a pretty cool sunset tonight, which I'd really like to be able to sit on the beach and enjoy that. So at the moment that's probably where I'll camp, somewhere over there. What an amazing spot. I think I'll be camping here tonight. I am going to stay up here. There's a lot of tracks on the sand, and I'm guessing, but I'm just wondering if these ones might be from wallabies, because they do live in this area. Very cute, but they are a pest. Since I've put the tent up on sand, I've had to use this log just to tie it at the front, because of course the pegs aren't going to stay in the ground, they've just popped straight out. And I've just adapted a little bit of string here, it's a bit loose still, and it's going back to that tree, tying it to the tree. So the tent is a bit slack, but the forecast isn't for wind, and I think I'll be fine just for the one night. Sitting here watching the sun go down, and the morporks have just woken up and are starting to call, and a wallaby, a little wee wallaby, just came out onto the beach, and I tried to film him, but he's quite a distance away, so I don't know if he'll come out on film. So that was really cool, and I was sort of just watching him, and out of the corner of my eye so another little creature come down just in front of me, and I think that was a rat, so that's not quite as cool. So the ultralight tent is not enjoying this bit of wind. It's I don't know how much of it you can see, but it's almost getting flattened, and I've only got a bit of string because none of the pegs would stay in the sand, so I think I'm going to move up into the trees. So the wind picked up, and because this is such a lightweight tent, it was almost flattening it, and you combine that there were no pegs in the ground because it's just into the sandy beach, so I couldn't keep any pegs in. I got up, and it's about 3:30 in the morning, and had a look around, and I'd already spotted a little patch in the bush up behind me which was fairly level, and decided to move my whole camp. And so I brought all my sleeping gear up first, and fortunately the tent was tied to a tree, just one tie down. And when I went back to get the tent, it had actually, thank goodness it was still tied to the tree, because it had flown up in the air and kind of impaled itself on another tree, and if it hadn't been tied, it would have blown halfway, well, all the way down the beach. It would have been gone. But I've got another spot. The wind has dropped, but there's a lot more trees around, so I've been able to tie the tent up better than it was before.